Hello.
Hey, how's it
How's it
going?
going? This is Mazzerati.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
Nice to finally be on here. It's great.
And I just gotta say for the record that you got one of the coolest names for a wrestler to ever have. I just like the sound of it.
Thank you. A lot of people seem to spell it like the car, but it's definitely not the same.
Gotcha. I guess that made me come across me implying sounds like a car that you drive. But thank you for the confirmation.
hmm
So let's go ahead and begin. What made you decide to become a wrestler?
Well, I've been watching wrestling since I was about 7 years old, back like in 1997. I just put on the TV station, and I just saw Stone Cold Steve Austin wrestling, and that was the first thing I saw. And ever since then, I started watching, and I was a tomboy back then, and me and my brother would try to wrestle all the time. Then finally, around 98, 99-ish, I want to say, the Hardy Boys were actually my favorite, Team Extreme. And then once Lita came into the picture, it just sold me from there, and I just wanted to be as extreme as Team Extreme.
Definitely. So you must have been a Lita fan at the time, being that she.
Yes, I definitely was. The first time I saw her do the moonsault when she was teaming with S.A. Rios, I just wanted to be a badass like her.
Lita was definitely one of a kind. To this day, she was like the only female who was willing to do those high-flying maneuvers.
Oh, yes, and take the chair shots, the tables.
Yeah,
one of the few.
She was definitely one that stood out. And to this day, since she retired, there's not a woman, whether it's the indies or the pros, who is willing to take that much risk that she did. Now, every now and then you watch a show and they'll try one move here and there, but they didn't go out the way that Lita did. Like one minute she does a high hit scissors, and the next moment she does a hurricanrana. I mean, she wasn't scared at all. She was fearless, and that's what I loved about her.
I definitely give her a lot of respect, especially after she was doing a filming for, I believe, Dark Angel or something, and she broke her neck and was told she was never going to wrestle again. And I believe she went to the same doctors as Stone Cold, and she got fixed up to be able to wrestle a little bit longer, which I give her so much more respect for that, because I've been going through injuries too right now, and I've been like, you know what, nothing's going to stop me. I'm still going to keep on going because this is what I want.
So, do you remember your first ever wrestling match that you ever had? Who was your opponent? And what company did you work for at the time?
Actually, I just started wrestling about 2 years ago. Well, training 2 years ago. Last year in April was actually my first match at CAC, the Cauliflower Convention, Alley Club Convention. That's over at Gold Coast. I was in a 6-woman elimination, I believe, for the Luna Fashawn Cup. Of course, I was the first one out. I was still new, but it was a really fun experience. And then right after that, I had my first singles match at Big Valley Wrestling on April 24th, 2016, against Allie Parker. And that was actually really fun. It was a great experience. From then on, I knew this is what I wanted.
So being that, you've been, wrestling, for a short amount of time, how do you feel you coming along as an in-ring competitor? What are some of the things that you feel you've done great on, and what are some of the things you feel like you need to improve moving forward?
Well, I've been learning a lot more. I've learned a lot more going into the business now. It's way different than what I had expected before I started. I would definitely do enjoy it as well, though. The thing is, the most I probably do need to work on a little bit more in ring a little bit. I feel like I need to go a little bit harder, but I believe my character is all there, and I just love coming out to the ring and just love being hated. It's one of my biggest things.
Yeah, that's definitely have been the one thing that people take pride of doing these days. It's just being the villain, being hated.
If I could get a good reaction, yes. If I could get a good reaction, if I could get a kid to cry, it still happens. It's awesome. Just knowing that you can get the fans to really believe what you're doing in the ring. And it's just a great feeling knowing that you could get that reaction. You know what I mean?
Man, this woman is something else. Make a kid cry.
I still love them, though,
It's understandable. It's understandable. You get a reaction, like that. You're doing something right, apparently. And, like, as far as being a villain, you come into the ring, people boo you, and people say all types of stuff, mean stuff about you and things like that. Has there ever been a time when you make your way to the ring and you hear a fan or fans say something that come across as offensive, taking it way too far, or you just avoid all that stuff?
Well, I've actually had some really mean chants before. I've actually even heard a kid tell somebody next to him, he said, "I don't like that girl. She's a, can I say the B word, or I don't know if I want to say that on."
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's like, "I don't like that girl. She's a bitch." And I heard that while I was wrestling Sage Sin, and that was pretty funny. But the chance that I have had, the worst one, I guess you could say, was ho. Yeah, because of the fact, since I am a bad guy, one of the good guys decided to call me that in the ring and made a big chant. But I'm not going to knock it, because I am a bad guy, and we are supposed to be prepared to take those chants and take whatever. They make fun of my boyfriend's hair and say it's a toupee, and say he wears a diaper. It's okay though, because it's all in the show. It's all storyline. It's all everything.
I just want to know the name of this person's parents that would allow that kid to be to say such language. Where's the parents of that kid is what I want to know.
I have no idea. I have no idea. I can't even say who his parents were. I've also had another one where a kid tried to high-five me, and I put my hand up against my forehead and gave him the L sign for loser. Mm-hmm. And I walked away, and I guess on Facebook some lady posted to that tramp Mazzerati for making that kid cry. I forgot the last thing she said, "You're something." And I was just like, that was in the beginning too of when I really started getting used to my character, and I felt bad. But hearing my trainers and more experienced people, they said that means I'm doing my job. So I was like, oh, okay. Then I started getting more comfortable into doing it, because at the end of the show, still some of those same kids will come up to me and ask for pictures.
Yeah, that's something else.
Yeah.
One minute they hate you, and in the next minute, I didn't mean what I said. It's.
Especially, it's mostly the girls. They're like, "We want to be as bad as me." I'm like, "Don't be as bad as me, though." Wow. It's like a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. You can take it as you want it, though.
Yeah, that's best way to describe that is very bizarre. But hey, they must really like you enough just to say, hey, even though I hate your guts, you're still awesome.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, I still had some like try to flinch at me or like flex on me. I'm just like, but you just want a picture with me, so why? It's funny, but it's cute.
So, as far as upcoming shows, what do you have coming up that people need to keep an eye on?
Well, upcoming right now, being as if tomorrow actually, because last Saturday was supposed to be my last show for a little while at Sabotage Wrestling down at Imperial Beach. Tomorrow I'm supposed to go get my body checked out because I did have my kneecap shifted in March. And then I believe I have a possible pectoral tear from last December when I was overdoing it with the weights at the gym. But I haven't taken time off this whole time, and I've been training, I've been working, I've been doing all this crazy stuff, and my laundry MMA fighting, that I never took a break. And so it feels like my body's shutting down, but I'm going to go check it out tomorrow because I do have upcoming, like just queue until I could actually confirm if I'm okay for the rest of the year. I do have August 27th for Luchapur. Me and my Bugatti will be there in a six-man tag with Owen Travers. And then I believe August 25th, the day before the Mayweather-McGregor fight, we are supposed to be doing a Midget Mania mini Mayweather and mini McGregor fight along with me versus Ray Lynn.
Yeah.
So at the Larry Flint Gentlemen's Hustlers Club, I believe.
Man, Midget Mania. Yeah, I did read the story about a mini McGregor versus mini Mayweather, and I was wondering which company came up with that idea.
That would be one of our promoters, Billy Blade. His other promotion is Vendetta Pro Wrestling, but I do work his Midget Mania shows all across California. But I told him I would let him know for sure if I could actually do that show on the 25th.
So, like from a fan standpoint, and you got the big name in boxing and Floyd Mayweather against the big name in mixed martial arts and Conor McGregor. How do you feel about this boxing fight? And who do you see having his hand raised as the victor on August 26th?
I'm honestly not going to be surprised that Mayweather takes it again.
I'm pretty much going with Mayweather too. I feel like while I will give credit for McGregor for stepping out of his sport and try to go up against one of the greatest boxers of all time, but this is a boxing fight in which you cannot take down your opponent, you can't kick, you can't make your opponent submit. And while Floyd is not the power puncher, that's not what he's known for. He's a great defending fighter. And I keep telling people the object is not just to hit your opponent, but to not get hit yourself. And that's what Floyd does very well. He's more about outlasting his opponents, and he does it better than anybody else. At least that's what my only thing is. He's no Muhammad Ali, and I live in Kentucky. That's where Ali is from. So that's
no one will ever top him.
Nobody gonna top the greatest. But other than that, I people say they hate this fight, but I'm pretty sure the same people that's saying they hate it about the same one that's probably gonna be on the Facebook's feeds and probably gonna be watching it somewhere in the theaters or at their friend's house or at the bar. Like
most haters always do.
Pretty much. And Mayweather is good at he's good as a boxer, and he's good at taking people's money. So if you want to spend $100 for that fight, more power to you. So as far as women wrestling in general, I see so much is going on in the West Coast from your neck of the woods. People like yourself, Thunder Rosa, Allie Parker, Ray Lynn, Jezebel Romo. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's a lot of talented women wrestlers out there on the West Coast. Obviously, a lot of women gets recognized in the East Coast or in the Midwest or in the South. I feel like I don't see the people in the West Coast giving that much love. I mean, wrestling fans in general. Do you feel like that women wrestlers in the West Coast gets underlooked? For whatever reason.
I believe so. Out here too, we still struggle with that. There's a few promoters that still don't believe in women's wrestling, and I had to deal with that too as well. As for some, didn't want to put me on either and just have me as valet for Nick Mazzerati. But after me showing that I've been going out doing other things, same with other females, once they get to go out and have the opportunity to go somewhere else than just having to valet for a male wrestler, then I believe that they start to want to give females more a chance, because we do have other, more stuff to offer now. We are really taking initiative. It's not just our looks, like we are in the training facilities just as much as the guys too, and taking hits from hits. So I believe it's going to blow up everywhere. You just got to wait and give it a chance.
I feel like, I'm a hip-hop fan, and I'm just going to use a hip-hop analogy in all this. It's kind of like the whole Death Row versus Bad Boy. Like, people gave Bad Boy so much love and not enough love for Death Row in the West Coast. I don't know. It must be a West Coast thing or something, but there's a lot of talented women wrestlers in the West Coast, and one of them is going to be in the Mae Young Classic, Nicole Savoy.
Yes, I'm excited for her. I love watching her work. I still have not met her in person yet, which hopefully soon, but I am really happy to see her on there.
Man, that Mae Young Classic is going to be very fun to watch, and it's definitely another huge step for this women's revolution, and that and that everyone on that main roster, I got love for Charlotte and Becky and Sasha and Bayley, and
Alexa,
Alexa and Nia, and they better keep an eye on this tournament too, because plenty of those women can take their spots if they wanted to.
Definitely.
They can. Like, I see Santana Garrett, I see Renee Michelle, I see Marty Bell, Mia Yim especially. Mia Yim is just so talented. And I've interviewed Nicole in the past. She's she's a sweetheart. I'm happy to see her on there. So it's gonna be fun to see. And I know a lot of people wondering when the bracket's gonna be put out. I just found out that it's gonna be revealed on the night of SummerSlam, after SummerSlam, the bracketology. So people are gonna know what the bracket's gonna look like, who's gonna face who. So the tapings have already been done for the first few episodes, but we don't know what the bracket looks like until the night of SummerSlam. So
right.
Definitely
can't wait.
Well, before I let you go, I want you to go ahead and promote your social media links and where people can check you out.
Alrighty. You can find me at on Instagram at Mazzerati3, and then on Facebook you could find me on Shayna.Lokes.
It was great chatting with you, Mazzerati. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for being on the show. Continued success, and wish you a speedy recovery as well.
I appreciate it.
And thank you for being on the show this evening.
Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for having me on here.
You have a great night.